Hello dear friends, Fisher here. It's time for Bruno's teaching. I'll give you an example. Why Bruno always say, think good, talk good, and do good. Yesterday when I talked to my mom, and she told me a story of what happened during the Chinese New Year. This year, she wished her cousin Happy Chinese New Year. And then her cousin made a big fuss about it, not happy, complaining. Because my mom's father, my grandpa, died last year. According to the local superstition, if you have your family, especially your parents, died the previous year, you do not wish anybody, especially your relatives, Happy Chinese New Year for the coming year. It doesn't make sense in any way, but nevertheless, human beings, dear friends, we hold all sorts of superstitions, beliefs that is so odd, almost coming from nowhere. So after my mom wished her cousin Happy Chinese New Year, mindlessly, because she didn't think about it. It was actually my mom's cousin's husband who wished her Happy Chinese New Year first, and she just replied without thinking, and then it caused a big drama. Her cousin was really upset because herself is not very healthy. She has multiple complaints or afflictions, or you could call it disorders, and she's very sensitive to these negative things. And then after my mom's cousin made a big fuss about it, big complaint, and my mom wasn't happy, because she didn't think she did much wrong, and she didn't mean to do it, but she did it anyway. And I asked my mom, whose fault is that? And your cousin's like that. She has that kind of personality, and yet you're not very careful dealing with this kind of people. And my mom she knows she shouldn't have done it, but she did, because she's not used to think first before talk, before doing anything, especially with talking. Growing up with her, I observe the way she talks. It's like open a bag and then empty the bag, whatever's in it. She doesn't consider the consequences. And then later on, when people got upset with what she said, and then they made a complaint, and that affects her, and she gets upset from other people's complaint, and she doesn't know why. She didn't think she had that much. She doesn't even remember what she said. That's why I always remind my dear mom, please think first before you talk. Not just empty yourself inside out in front of people. Whatever you said has consequences. So that consequences will come back to you. Yes, I know. You do all sorts of good works. You give money, you help people. But what you said, your words, destroys all the good work you have done to others. And by the end of the day, you go upset yourself because others doesn't appreciate what you done to them, because you have done 10 good things. You just said something wrong, and others got upset. And I say to my dear mom, it's nothing to do with others. You have no control over others, how the way they say things, how the way they react to what you said. But you have a control. You have every control of yourself. Why don't you start make a change? Yes, dear friends, it's very easy to just blame anything to others. We feel we don't need to do anything to change ourselves. The self-examination, the self-criticism causes a very, very uncomfortable feeling on one's mind. It is very difficult for every human being to accept that he or she is wrong, that he or she needs to make a change. And I say that to my dear mom. you have been behaving like this, talking like this for the last 60 years, and you don't pay attention to what you said. That little bad things you said, without meaning to it, adds up itself, and now it came to a big complaint. Why don't you learn something from it? This is your lesson, dear mom. A big lesson, and you should learn from it. You should make a change of yourself. That the lesson stops here. If you do not change yourself, do not think first and then talk, that later on you will draw an even bigger lesson that will even upset you even more. And I say to my dear mom, you're not upsetting about others. You get upset not because others made a complaint of you. You got upset because you yourself have suffered the consequences of what you done. It may sound a bit harsh as a son talking to the mom like that, dear friends. I always look for solutions. I love my mom so dearly. I want everything good to her. I don't want to just saying some beautiful, fluffy, comforting words just to cover her mistake, and next time she'll make a bigger one. I want to point it out where she has done wrong, so she'll make a change and start to talk good, and then she'll reap a good harvest of what she sowed, instead of all the complaints, fuss, or the negativities. That's what I say to myself, dear friends. I'm here to improve myself. Every single day, I must improve myself. It can be a little bit, but I must keep going forward on God's divine path. Every day, I move forward, step by step. I will get there one day. And it is same thing with my dear mom. And it is same thing with you, dear friends. Every day, we need to make a little bit improvement. And all the little good will add up to a big good. By the end of the year, by the end of our life, we make a big improvement. So dear friends, please always follow what Bruno said. Think good, talk good, and do good. And the good will answer you by itself. Wish you have a good day, and God bless.